Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM. Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Epa!
This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja. Time for news on the hour.
And welcome to Citizen FM News at 6. I am Bolawala Makinde. The National Economic Council has set up an ad hoc committee on how to alleviate the suffering faced by Nigerian workers following the removal of fuel subsidy. The council, according to a statement by the Office of the Vice President on Friday, gave the committee 2 weeks to look into two scenarios suggested by the National Salaries, Wages and Income Commission. The statement noted that the council said this at the first NEC meeting chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima after its inauguration by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The NSWIC chairman, Ekpo Nta, suggested that the national minimum wage be reviewed to reflect present-day realities and a cost of living adjustment allowance costing 702.9 billion naira be created to mitigate the impact of the subsidy removal on workers. NEC also gave an update on the country's accounts, noting that the excess crude account stands at $473,754.56 and stabilization account at 26.6 billion naira, while the natural resources fund stands at 96.9 billion naira. A federal high court sitting in Gusau, Zamfara State on Thursday ordered the Nigeria Police, the Department of State Service, and other security agencies involved in evacuating about 40 vehicles and other items from the residences of former governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawale, to produce them within 48 hours. On June 9th, operatives of the police, the DSS, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps invaded the former governor's two private residences in Gusau and Maradun, evacuating vehicles and other items on the orders of a lower court. The state government later in a press statement said it recovered 40 vehicles from the invasion. However, in the suit filed by Counsel to Matawale Nsai Ngege, the Federal High Court, presided over by Justice Aliu Bapa, directed the respondents to return all the vehicles and other items, as well as a written inventory of the items removed, and bring them under the custody of the court, pending the determination of the applicant's substantive originating motion in the matter, which comes up on June the 28th. 2 days after losing the Senate presidency to Senator Godswill Akpabio, former Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari has alleged betrayal by some of his colleagues. Speaking during an interview on Thursday in Abuja, Yari claimed his permutations as of 3 a.m. on Tuesday show that he would get at least 61 out of the 109 votes available, which would have been enough to see him coast home to victory. Despite feeling betrayed by the turnout of events, the former Zamfara governor believed only God knew what transpired.
Yes, I can say that there's a betrayal. That's the truth. Because as we're taking stock as a 3 a.m. Monday, Tuesday election, we took stock of over 76. But as usual, human being, we thought that we are going to get a pollout of our 15, which will have a comfortable 61 to win the election. But it's become the reverse, which only God knows what happened. So with that one, I feel betrayed. But life continues, and it's a cycle. As a Muslim, I believe in faith. God had decided who would be the president of the Senate 10th Assembly, and I have no reason not to accept what God had decided for us. I gave the Senate president assurance that we're going to work together as a team to protect that institution that we are today. And also, I had a lunch discussion with my people. 46 of us, but unfortunately about 49 are fiat. So we are wondering from where 3 came from. So I told them that the task ahead of us, one, to come together, three, to support the leadership so that Nigeria can grow better.
The Lagos State government has commenced support and healing group sessions for perpetrators of domestic and sexual violence. In a statement on Thursday, the Executive Secretary of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, Titilola Viva Adeni, said the program was in line with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's commitment to providing a holistic response to sexual and gender-based violence in the state. The program will help identify and address the underlying factors contributing to perpetrators' violent behavior, as results from the research show that these domestic violence cases stem from deep-seated issues such as unresolved trauma, anger management problems, substance abuse, or learned patterns of violence. Troops of the Nigerian Army have in the last 2 weeks eliminated 59 bandits, terrorists, and other criminals in various operations in the northwestern part of the country. The Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Damadami, made the disclosure on Thursday in Abuja at the bi-weekly news conference on the operations of the armed forces. The troops also recovered 20 AK-47 rifles, 92 rounds of 7.62 mm NATO, 894 rounds of 7.62 mm special, 2 PKT guns, 28 AK-47 magazines, 8 rounds of 9 mm ammunition, 83 rounds of 7.62 times 54 mm special, 5 Dane guns, and 3 IEDs. The Kwara State government has announced plans for isolation that will impose punishment and fines for violations of safety protocols on water travel in the state. The proposed legislation will be sent to the parliament, according to Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak, during a condolence visit to the families of victims of last Monday's boat accident disaster, which claimed about 106 lives. The victims, including 144 survivors, are mostly from Patigi communities, according to local authorities and the State Police Command. Accompanied by Senator Sadiq Umar, Kwara North, House of Assembly member for Patigi State Constituency, Honorable Mohammed Karim, and Honorable Ahmed Adam Rufai, Abdul Razak first headed to the palace of the Etsu Patigi, who then joined the governor to visit the riverine communities affected in the accident.
We're deeply saddened at the event. Measures will be taking place. We'll be having discussions with NEWA to encourage them on enforcement of safety codes. And we also will be sending a team to Lagos State to see how the Lagos State laws work.
The police in Kano State have confirmed that remnants of demolished buildings in Kano Metropolis trapped some scavengers at Dollar Hotel and Eid Praying Ground. Spokesman of the Kano State Police Command, SP Abdullah Haruna Kiyawa, reported that 106 suspected scavengers were arrested for criminal offenses of trespass, mischief, and theft. He explained that despite several warnings by the police command to the scavengers, they still refused to avoid movement around the sites. He said that the Commissioner of Police also joined rescue workers from the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, and state government officials.
Unfortunately, it's not well because still here we had a collapse because of the works of scavengers again. Had it been they are out of sight, they are not operating the way they would, casualties like this wouldn't have happened, incidences like this wouldn't have happened. As directed by His Excellency, the Executive Governor, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, that the Commissioner of Police should handle all the security as I explained it earlier, which they are doing their best.
In foreign news, the safety of South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, who has had to travel to Ukraine without some of his security detail as they are stuck on a plane in Poland has not been compromised. This was stated by his spokesperson. According to the Polish border guard, the South Africans did not have the correct paperwork for their weapons. Spokesperson Vincent Magwenya said the row was regrettable and efforts were being made to ensure that those on the aircraft could proceed to cover at least the Russian leg of the trip. But in a tweet, he said the president had arrived safely by train, along with other heads of state from Africa that are part of the peace talks. In sports, Napoli striker Victor Osimhen says the Super Eagles camp is taking the 2023 AFCON qualifiers versus Sierra Leone seriously. Osimhen, who spoke in Abuja, said there is a deliberate move to boost Nigeria's hopes of getting a positive result to seal qualification for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations tournament with one qualifying game to spare.
The game on Sunday is a huge one for us. We cannot write off Sierra Leone because we saw what Guinea-Bissau did to us in Abuja. They are also a good group. Sierra Leone is also a good group. They have quality individual players that can execute the job for them. But just like them also, we have great team. We have great players individually, collectively. We are good. The coach is also good with good strategy, and we want to play for Nigerians. We want to win our fans back. This is the most important thing for us because without the fans, I don't think we can really do so well.
4 players were sent off and the game was paused because of homophobic chants as the United States beat Mexico 3-0 in the CONCACAF Nations League semi-final. Chelsea's Christian Pulisic scored twice and Ricardo Pepi added a third for the U.S. in the highly charged match. Mexico's Cesar Montes for kicking Arsenal's Folari Balogun and Gerardo Arteaga were dismissed, along with U.S. duo Weston McKennie and Serino Dest. The match was paused near the end because of homophobic chanting. And that has been Citizen FM News at 6. I am Bolawala Makinde. The news was edited by Lawrence Omoite. Good evening.